Greetings, royal family. I'm back. All right. This is a recap of growing up hip hop New York. I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest, but I'm going to stick it out. Yeah, let's get right into it. So the episode opens up with Little Mama finally showing up to her party. Angela and JoJo had already left because Little Mama was taking too long. And she finally arrives at the party, and the attendance is a little scarce, and Little Mama did say that given the fact that she had a week to plan the party, the turnout was pretty good. But Medina seemed to have a difference of opinion, okay? Medina, being a manager in the, the hip hop community or what have you, she stated that the party was crickets. And had she been in charge, basically the party would have been jumping. So, Little Mama seemed to have a good time with her crew. For whatever reason, Angela Simmons thought it might be a good idea to have a sit-down conversation to iron out some things from their past during this party. No, that's not a good idea. I think the two of you are grown, and if there is something that needs to be ironed out, it should be done over brunch or dinner, or breakfast, in a more calm environment, not at a party, where there's alcohol and whatever. So Little Mama made a good point. She said that people normally don't roll out to parties in New York until around 12, 1 o'clock, which is, I can't say that I disagree. Because in my day, I would leave the house at 12:30 going on 1 o'clock. So, but Angela, she has a son. She has other obligations. She's a businesswoman. She's busy. She works, yada, yada. So I get it. She left. But I don't understand why Angela, in every Love and Hip Hop, there's an issue with someone that she has, like a female. She has an issue with a female and she gets ghosts. Whatever. Hopefully her and Little Mama will iron this out. They both seem to be willing to sit down with one another. So we'll see where that goes. Irv Gotti is reaching out to Charlie Baltimore, okay? And Charlie Baltimore was, I know Charlie Baltimore as being, Biggie Smalls' girl. You know what I mean? Way before there was a Faith. But anyway, so Charlie Baltimore was signed to Murder Inc. for a little while, and her and Irv had beef. So he's calling her. They ironed out their issues. So he's calling her because I guess they're going to be doing a Murder Inc. tour or reunion tour of some sort. So Charlie Baltimore's daughter, don't remember her name, she's moving from Philly to New York to be with her mom, and she's already an established DJ. She has her career connections. So she's coming to NYC to, I guess, be closer to her mother, mix and mingle. Cute. That's fine. We fast forward and we see Fat Joe and his son with this sneaker store. So Fat Joe owns a sneaker store, as we already know. He wants his son Ryan to run it, but Ryan wants to be a rapper, right? So they're having a conversation in the store, and Fat Joe is telling him that, he needs to work on his customer service and where do you see yourself going and things like that. And Ryan is really going hard with the music. He's really dedicated to being a rapper and being in the music industry. So he decides to have a listening party, right? So he figures, okay, I run the store. I want to get my music out there, so why not have a listening party at the sneaker store? Perfect. I think it's a great idea. Fat Joe, surprisingly, he agrees. And yeah, so they pretty much kind of get that situated, get that going. Moving along, who do we see next? Fat Joe and, not Fat Joe, YDB and his sister and his mother. It seems that YDB's mother kind of coddles him, I guess. She's sitting there, she's braiding his hair, and she's talking to him about when he was younger and how she fell in love with his father, and yeah, I guess. And he's just talking about impregnating another woman, and she's just really kind of glazing over that. He's 30 years old, so I just don't get that. I'm just gonna chalk it up to being reality TV, and this is a gimmick. You know what I mean, for a storyline, because it's just gross. You can believe in having multiple wives. You know, plenty of people do. That's part of people's religion, their cultural beliefs. But you're not married to any of these women. You have 2 children's mothers, and I think 5 kids, and one of the child's mother is pregnant with the 6th. Like, honey, you're supposed to be married to these women, right? Like, but I guess that's not even legal in this country. But whatever. They like it, I love it. So apparently they must know what's going on. But he wants to impregnate Flavor Flav's daughter, Designer. I think I said her name was Charisma in my last review. You know, she met up with her brothers, Flav's 2 other kids, which one of them, I don't remember his name, but the darker complected one, he looks like Flav spit him out. Like, the other son, who is the rapper, and Designer, who is the daughter, they don't favor Flav to me. I think that whatever that third one's name, he looks just like Flav, but he's a more handsome version of Flav. And he seems to be pretty logical. He showed that he has like common sense throughout the episode. So anyway, Flav's 3 kids are sitting down, and Designer is telling her brothers, you know, she went out with YDB and they had a good time and they're just friends, and she was laughing and she's all smitten. Now, mind you, YDB did tell her that he does believe in polygamy. So yeah, so I don't know. I think she thinks that's funny. Whatever. So the brothers are just looking at her like, yeah, okay, you know, do whatever you need to do. And they talk about when was the last time they spoke to their father. He doesn't answer the phone when they call, so God only knows what that's about. I think in the next episode next week, we're going to see Flav sit down and talk with his daughter and talk about doing a feature on one of his son's records. So anyway, so that meeting, you know, they're doing all of that, yada yada. So Charlie Baltimore's daughter, Ja Rule's daughter, Brittany, and what the heck is her name? Angie, which is Irv's daughter. They meet up. So, you know, they're having a little girl time and they're chit-chatting and talking. And Charlie Baltimore's daughter seems to be very business oriented, meaning she's about her paper. She wants to make connections. She didn't come to New York to sit around and play. You know what I mean? She's just trying to further her career. She's very ambitious. You know, she's a young girl. I think she's like 23. But that's good. I like to see young, ambitious people. So, you know, she's not just relying on her mother's fame and name in the business. She actually went out and made a name for herself, which is commendable. Like, I like that. Like I said, ambitious young girl. So, Little Mama, honey, Little Mama is sitting in the studio with her brothers, and they're rehashing the fact that, you know, the party was a little bit scant. And they did not even break even. They didn't make back the money that they put in. So in walks whatever Little Mama, whatever their father's name is. You know, he has a very intimidating, I guess, energy. Like, he's the boss. I think they call him captain or something like that. So he comes in and he asks, how did the party go? And they said it was all right. He asked, did you make a profit? And they actually lost $5,000. So again, you didn't even break even. So the father is just basically telling them, like, see, I told you, you know, you didn't want to listen. You went ahead and did it, and now you're out $5,000. And he's talking to Little Mama about her career, about the music. You know, he wants her to come out with an album. She's supposed to be working on music. But you can tell that Little Mama is not feeling that direction right now. You know, previous review, I said, honestly, this is no shade to Little Mama. I like Little Mama as far as her personality is concerned. You know, I don't dislike her music back then, but I think that she would be better suited in a acting, a hosting, a interviewing, you know, her interviewing people, like anything other than music, because it's 2019 and no shade. Like, I think she knows this too. No one is not checking for Little Mama musically at this point. I think when she first came out and at the height of her career, I think she might have been pigeonholed into like a certain audience. So now, because you haven't come out with music for so long, and then, you know, the whole controversy with you walking up on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, people have not gotten over that. They're still talking about that. And then when Little Mama was on The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, and Charlemagne was kind of picking at her, he was kind of going hard on her to the point where she cried and she seemed embarrassed. Like, people remember these things, and even back then, years ago, you still didn't have like a body of work as far as music is concerned for us to kind of critique and see what direction you're going in. So I think Little Mama knows that, but for whatever reason, she really doesn't want to like disappoint her father, I guess, because she kind of told him like she wants to focus on the acting and other things lined up, and he just kept saying like, well, what, you don't want to do music anymore? I feel like, just tell him, girl, all this stalling, wasting money on studio time, you know, that's probably why he's pressuring you, because he's probably paying for studio time and nothing is coming out of it. So I want to see, Little Mama used to host what's the dance show, America's Best Dance Crew. I liked her on that. I just want to see her do more hosting. I wouldn't mind seeing her doing a little bit of acting, media personality. Hell, I would even listen to Little Mama. I would even give it a chance. Little Mama having a podcast, you know. What is she going to talk about, you may ask? I don't know. In these days, you can talk about anything. There's a whole bunch going on to talk about. So I feel like she has a name for herself, right? And like I said, I like Little Mama, but I don't care. I don't want to hear a single, a feature, a remix. I don't care about music from you, Little Mama. I think it's time for you. You're grown. You know what I mean? You're not a little girl anymore. I think it's time for you to step out and do what it is that you want to do, and stop retreating and being scared of your dad. I don't know. Maybe he's holding the purse strings. I don't know. But I think Little Mama knows it too. Like, she's not feeling music anymore. Anyway, moving along, we get to YDB's party. So his sister was gracious enough, you know, to plan this event for him, a bowling party where she invited everyone. So everyone came together. So they're sitting around, they're talking, everyone's kind of mixing and mingling. Charlie Baltimore's daughter is kind of like merging with the group very well. And what happened? Which happened first? ODB is there. Well, ODB. I keep saying ODB. YDB is there with his wisdom, which is Angela, who is the mother of his children that are alive. And she's also pregnant now. So yeah, he calls her his wisdom. Great. So she's there, and whatever. In walks Designer. Designer walks in, and she's all, you know, trying to give him a hug and stuff like that. And YDB thinks it's a good idea to ask Designer if she wants to live with him, his two baby mothers, their 5 children, and she basically could be the 3rd baby mother and have a baby as well, because he wants to impregnate and, what did he say? Impregnate and date, or date and impregnate, whatever. So she's not feeling it. His girlfriend is sitting right there, and you can tell she feels a little bit embarrassed, but she's probably used to it. I don't feel sorry for her. Yes, she's pregnant, but you know what you signed up for, sis. You know, so you're a part of the team. You're a sister wife, yada, yada. Medina weirded me out. Medina is talking to Little Mama's brother. I don't remember his name. And she's asking about him and her niece, which is Kid Capri's son. And she's saying to him, like, oh, you know, I seen you guys were smitten with one another, and, you know, what's that all about? So he says to her politely, you know, it's strictly platonic. Me and whatever her name is, we're cool. And I don't know if Medina had too much to drink, or she really this simple. She says when she hears the word platonic, she thinks of just like a hit it and quit it. No, sis. Platonic means like strictly friends, you know, on a friendship level, not sexual. What do you mean when you hear platonic? You hear he's being a gentleman, and he's telling you that there's nothing going on between him and your niece. So to spare her further embarrassment, he says, you know, come on, let's go and bowl. So Medina ends up talking to Fat Joe's son, who's telling her about his listening party. So overall, aside from YDB's antics, it was a good little, shindig. He asked for Medina's help. She basically said yes, she'd love to. She calls over Charlie Baltimore's daughter, which I thought it made total sense in the moment. She's a DJ. You're going to need a DJ for your listening party. So, they agreed to work together. So I thought that totally made sense. So that worked. YDB gets annoyed and ticked off because he feels his sister is kind of butting into his love life. Sis, you're his manager. You help him out with his career. As far as his love life is concerned, I get it. That's your brother, but back off. Because at the end of the day, them women can gang up on you, and it's just a mess. If he wants to go and spread his seed, and there are people who are willing to participate in this with him, let him have it. You don't have to take care of those kids, so keep it moving. So he's annoyed because, she's like, I guess, stepping on his toes and messing up his chances of Flavor Flav's daughter joining his, or, being one of his concubines. So he goes over to the cake. It's time for them to cut the cake. Everybody is gathered around. In presentation, the cake looked really nice. She told him that it was vegan several times. He says it doesn't look edible. He tasted the cake. I don't know if he didn't like the cake. He didn't say it was nasty, but he said this isn't vegan, to which he smacks the cake on the ground. That was extremely immature. You're 30 years old, right? Oh my God. So everybody is like, what the hell is going on? Cake flying everywhere. Charlie Baltimore's daughter admitted to eating cake off the floor. Gross. And then there was another gentleman there that ate cake off the floor and then said he was from the hood and he grew up with rats and roaches. So he isn't too good to eat off the floor because he has money. I don't know what happened, but whatever it is, it ticked Medina off to the point where she was basically about to fight this young man, and she's talking about her going to jail, and she's committed credit card fraud and whatever other crimes. I'm like, did we need to know that? Does that make you tough? I don't know. So she said, don't let the pretty face fool you, and she's just spazzing out, and I think she had a little bit too much to drink. JoJo kind of came in and separated the whatever that was, because he wasn't really saying much. I don't know if they cut out a portion of that or what. I totally missed why she was so ticked off and why she was wilding out like that, but whatever. So they led her outside, and she, on her way out, of course, this is toward the end of the episode, they're just like, she's just going off. So I totally missed that. Maybe we'll get some clarification next episode. I think it was, he might have said something that ticked her off, but sweetie, you're old enough to be these kids' mothers. Like, what? What do you are? She's got time, I guess. I don't know. But that wraps up Growing Up Hip Hop New York. I was excited the first episode, and the second episode was all right. I'm starting to waver a little bit, I'm starting to waver. But I'm gonna stick it out because I'm sure something interesting will continue to pop off. As far as YDB's storyline, it's gross. Like, grow up, sir. I don't know how much more of that I can take, so I'll probably be skipping over that going forward, just fast forwarding through that part. So yeah, I mean, we're still early, but I'm starting to get a little bit. But like I said, I'll stick it out, Royal Family. Get in the comments. Let me know if you've seen the show. Comment. Let me know what you think. If you haven't, I don't know, give me your critique. Give me your feedback on my review. As long as you are respectful in the comments, I will meet you down there. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Check out my other content. I got other shows that I review. I gotta get done with Queen Sugar. That's gonna be coming up next, Royal Family. So until next time, peace.